In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the LED wall configuration menu to pre-visualize LED volumes in your scene. To get started, all you have to do is go to the Scene Visuals tab in Stage Mode and click on the Stage Configuration menu. This menu is broken up into a couple main panels. We have Configure, Content, and Extension. Configure is where you actually build your LED wall. You can choose a stage preset from any number of the view stages and partner stages around the world, like so. You can turn it off entirely if you don't want to use that, or you can switch to custom, allowing us to create our own custom LED wall. You can see I can specify a panel width and height in millimeters. Half a meter, 500 millimeters is pretty standard. Then you can specify a wall length in panels, a wall height in panels, and panel angle in degrees between each column, allowing you to create curves. You can also specify a tail length, which is an additional straight section of panels on the right-hand side, allowing you to create curved J shapes. For this example, I'm just going to switch to the View Tampa stage. The next tab is Content, and that's what allows you to actually specify what content gets put on your virtual LED wall. The first step is selecting a media source. The options are None, which is just the default blue, a plate file, which is a video or image, an NDI feed, which allows you to pipe in a real-time NDI feed from your network, or a View AI connection, which we'll talk about in a future video. Regardless of your media type, you can use the next section of options to control the position of that media. For this example, I'm just going to select a plate, and this is going to be a video of this road in autumn, like so. The next option we have is the Content Fit mode. This allows you to specify if you want it to fit to the height of the wall, like so, or fit the width of the wall, like this. The Content Offset slider will change behavior depending on what fit mode you're using. If it's set to fit width, I'm currently adjusting the vertical offset, and if it's set to fit height, I'm adjusting the horizontal offset. You can see the subtle reflections of the camera tripod adjusting as I move my media. Next is the Screen Intensity slider, and this shows and adjusts the ambient light coming off of our LED screen, because it is in fact an LED screen. The next option we have controls whether or not we want to show the active camera frustum. When enabled, this allows us to actually see the frustum of the camera relative to the LED wall. And finally, the other option we have allows us to choose if we want the media to follow the camera. If I open up our camera's viewfinder, and I turn this on, you can see that as I move my camera around, the media will follow the camera's position and rotation, making sure it's always visible. Now I mentioned that this is a video file. You may be wondering, why isn't it playing? That's because it doesn't play automatically, and it actually creates a handy timeline track specific for this media. It's called Plate Playback, and you can see I can scrub through, and my media will adjust, and I can press play to actually play my video. So now if I go into shoot mode, you can see we have our nice autumn background with leaves falling, like that. Now as of now, our timeline is set to loop, so it will loop back to the beginning when the clip is done. The final option we have is the extension menu. This allows us to specify additional flat walls to have in our setup. If I click Add New Extension, you'll see it creates a new point here that I can move around, and I can specify, based on the same panel settings in Configure, a length and height, as well as an offset, and a fit mode for my media on this wall. The media is identical between the main LED wall and the extensions, so keep that in mind, but you can create as many as you like, even rotating them vertically to create ceiling effects. To select an extension, simply click on it, and you can remove it from there. And when no extension is selected, and no object is selected, you can actually move the LED wall around if you like as well. While I do generally recommend you keep it in the center point, it may be useful for certain setups. And that is an overview of using LED walls in SceneForge Studio.